it's a weird market. That's what I'm hearing from a lot of real estate agents right now when you ask, how's your business? And so just want to give a little bit of a recap of what the year has kind of looked like, and tell you a little bit about where we're at right now as we sit here the first part of September. So mortgage rates have been boring this year. They have been stuck in those mid sixes. In fact, they are looking like they're going to come down a little bit. And so that should ease some things up. But at the start of the year, we had a spike in inventory, months on inventory. Our days on market right around January was the highest that we've seen it in like 2 years. We were up to an average of 109. And we've seen that come down. Thank goodness. At the same time, we had about 6.91 months of inventory. Right now, our months of inventory is hovering around 6.24. What's that mean? Well, if we were just to stop adding homes onto the market, properties onto the market today, didn't put any more, how long would it take for everything to sell? Even the crappy stuff. And so that's what we've seen. Our pricing trends have been pretty steady. We're hovering right around an average of 549, down from 560 last month, which 560 was the high for the year. The low for the year was 525. Days on market, we saw at the bottom of the barrel in April was 57 months, or 57 days, excuse me. Down from a high back in January of 104 months. And over the last month, we've started to see it creep up a little bit again. It's around 70 days on market. So what's all this mean? And here's another fun fact. Average showings right now to pending. So you put your house on the market, how many people have to come see it before it goes pending? And that number is 6 right now. It's been trending between 5 and 7 all year. Really not a lot of activity right there. So what does all this mean? For buyers right now, we're seeing more inventory, more options out there. And the motivated sellers are offering some concessions. They're also willing to work with home sale contingencies a little bit more. What this means for sellers is your house is, there's a good chance, depending on what neighborhood, what amenities and everything else that you have, there's a good chance that your home's going to be on the market for a little bit longer. Pricing is very important, and you probably hear this if you listen to real estate at all. Pricing is very dependent upon whether or not your home is going to sell. I use extreme examples all the time. And this is one that I shared with my client today. We're priced at $825, and in that particular demographic, we're right around where we need to be. But that particular area where it's at, it's a very, very high days on market for everything that's very similar to ours. And so, of course, everybody, oh, geez, man, is it going to sell? What's wrong? Blah, blah, blah. And so we're constantly analyzing this. And I use the example that, sure, price can change it. If we took that $800,000 house and we put it on the market for $500,000 tomorrow, we could get it sold. That probably is not going to meet the motivations, the goals of the seller. And so we're not going to be doing that. But ultimately, it's about keeping people informed. And so sellers are seeing a little bit longer days on market. It's a little bit more of an area where you need to have a little bit of conceding in inspections and things like that. And we're starting to see some buyers get a little bit more discounts, or having the sellers actually work with them a little bit more, maybe on terms or on inspection requests or things like that. So what do we expect going into Q4 of 2025? Well, interest rates are going to be a factor. If they come down a little bit, well, it's a little late in the year. It's a bummer. We could have used that during the summertime. But essentially what we do anticipate is, in our market, at least up here in North Idaho, once the snow starts to fly, it does slow down. Now, that doesn't mean that me as an agent, I just go and do snow angels for 6 months. No, I'm out there still actively, performing real estate duties. But it does mean that we've just got to be very, very intentful on what we're doing. Pricing is a big one. It's harder to have the curb appeal of like the nice lawn, but doing things like making sure that the walkway is cleared, the driveway is cleared. A buyer gets to your house and they're seeing 3-4 houses that day, and they step into a puddle, maybe break through some ice, and they get their shoes soaking wet. Your house is not going to be sitting well in their head, right? And same thing with the buyers. The buyers are still out there. My business has been really busy the last couple of months. We're starting to see a lot of buyer activity and whatnot like that. But I don't anticipate, that the rates are going to drop down to 4s. Maybe ever, but anytime soon. If the rates drop, I do anticipate a little bit more activity. A few more homes will go pending. That'll definitely ease some buyers and getting into houses. But it's anybody's guessing game. And so one thing that I do know, there are motivated buyers and sellers at any time during the market. So if you're one of those, you're a motivated buyer, you're a motivated seller. Maybe you're an investor looking to pick up a good deal. Quite a few duplexes that we saw available out there. Some good single-family homes for that would make for good rentals that are available out there. Give me a call. Shoot me a text. Send me an email. And I'm happy to do a no-charge consultation just to see, if what I'm saying makes sense and it fits you guys. So here we are. We're in September and coming into Q4. I think that it's going to be a boring year. And that's ultimately what I think agents mean when they say weird. I think we're coming out of this time where stuff was just flying off the market, and now it's slowing down. We've got a ton of agents that are in the market, which it has been thinning out a little bit, and it's just different, which next year will be different, and the year after that will be different. And so you got questions, hit me up. BK knows the way.